what do you see next for the DSG in general? Is it just kind of building things here? Is it moving on? How do you see things progressing there?
So I think there's a lot of room for us. There's a lot of room. We are at a good point now. We're just, we're just several years old, about 3 years old. Yeah. We want to, I think in terms of the services that we're giving right now, those are good. We're looking for better ways to actually help people connect. And I think that's really an important thing. We're hearing a lot of people in our network saying, you know what, I really want to connect with like minds. Oh. And I want to be able to do so consistently. I want a stronger network. I think that's really one of the most important pieces of value that you can give within an ecosystem. It is being able to talk to other people and being able to know who I should talk to in order to get the information I need. Information flow is everything. That's what an ecosystem is. It's all about where can I get the answer to this problem and where can I get it quickly? And I think that's one place where now we're spending a lot of time really trying to move forward, which we're looking for a community manager who can really spend all of their time just helping people connect with each other and really make sure that they get good quality content from a variety of sources. I think face-to-face, when we meet and have our events, things are going really, really well. People really appreciate that. And they want to be able to continue that online as well as offline, face-to-face, but also continue that. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is I feel like there's now so many burgeoning ecosystems out there. Yeah. There are ecosystems. There's the ones we know about, like your Madrid and your Berlin and your London and all that. But all of these other places, Poland, Ukraine as well, the Baltics, a number of other places, and also like Portugal, Spain, Italy, smaller ecosystems. There's a lot of things happening, and it's very difficult to know what is happening. And I'm interested in finding other organizations like us and asking them, what are you guys doing? Yeah. What do you see? What's happening there? Maybe there are small tips and tricks that we can all start to share and create sort of a network. So that's a little bit of a side part of what we want to do. In my role as a head of partnerships, I'm always looking in particular to the partnership side, but also the value that we give our members. We really want to start to give them much more significant content, and we want to get much better at learning from them what it is that their specific needs are, but at scale. What are the things that we start to see being repeated and give that value back.
Okay, and that's really interesting too, because the way I see it, and obviously I'm a bit more maybe biased because again we're on inside nearshoring, so I see it as that's almost like saying that if you're connecting with other organizations, they may typically be abroad. So in a sense, that's almost like nearshoring in itself. It's just that it's the exchange of ideas from different cultures, right? If you're in Denmark, maybe there's a startup association, in Ukraine, for example, that does things a bit differently. And then you guys can actually share ideas and say, actually, this is working for them. Let's use it here.
I think that is completely a great example. And it's exactly what I think could really benefit a startup that is thinking about going to other countries and doesn't necessarily know how to do it. So if I want to go to another country, who do I start to talk to? Well, going through an organization and saying, okay, what other organizations are you connected with that you have already kind of established that relationship with and you can connect me to? That's a great way of making some introductions, setting up some meetings, starting to talk to people. And then at a certain point, maybe I go and visit, but I already have that first contact.
Gotcha.
I've made that. And now I can start to really ask questions specific to what it is that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be in this industry. I'm trying to do this. I'm looking for this. How can you really put me in front of the people that I know? So if they're cultivating good communities there and we're cultivating good communities here, and we just put those two together, it's it's a multiplying effect, really.
Exactly. It's a kind of a force multiplier. And you look at it and say, and so again, with the overarching, we may have to put inside nearshoring community, because it does feel like it's a lot of it has to do with the community, right?
Yeah.
There's that
Yeah.
trust and community aspect that you have there in Denmark, which is very important. And even when you're talking about connecting with other organizations, you have to have that open dialogue, communication to build the trust and then grow from there. So it feels like everything kind of comes full circle. And I know that certain places, when they think of nearshoring, they think of, cost and cutting and just pure development or things like that. But it sounds like Denmark, at least, is really more about, okay, if we do this, how can we trust you? How can we build the trust? How can we make sure we have a good relationship and then move forward from there?
Yeah, and absolutely. And I think, you're never going to, of course, cost is always a part of it. You're never going to take that out. But for companies that maybe really have not done this before, and they have not ever dealt with an organization that's in a place like Ukraine, and they haven't dealt with such a remote type of working, they're going to want to kind of move in slowly or get some reassurances. They will want to understand, what is this process really about? How does this really work? Let's say I was to do this. Is there kind of like maybe even a smaller way of starting that relationship so that you can sort of make that decision, a bigger decision later on, having that initial first contact or first way of working,
Gotcha.